the second extraordinary summit of the African Union Support and Stabilization Mission in Somalia, AUSSOM, troop contributing countries, has officially opened at Peak Resort Munyonyi in Kampala, bringing together senior government officials, military commanders, diplomats, and representatives from countries contributing troops to the regional peace support mission in Somalia. The high-level meeting comes at a critical moment for AUSSOM as participating nations seek solutions to sustain military operations amid growing financial uncertainty and the planned withdrawal of the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, UNSOS, by December this year. The summit is expected to review progress made in stabilizing Somalia, strengthen regional security cooperation, and develop practical strategies to ensure the long-term sustainability of peace support operations against the Al-Shabaab insurgency. Opening the summit, Uganda's Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi, warned delegates that the mission is approaching a decisive turning point as UNSOS faces severe financial constraints that are already affecting operations on the ground. This meeting has been convened to allow us to exchange views on the future of our missions in Somalia at a time when the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, UNSOS, is facing serious financial constraints, General Muhoozi said. He revealed that the UNSOS has already reduced logistical support to AUSSOM forces and the United Nations Guard Unit by 25%. The development, he said, has forced commanders to prioritize operations and reduce operational effectiveness in the field. This reduction has had a direct operational impact, forcing our forces to adjust priorities and in some areas weaken our effectiveness in the theater. He added, according to the Ugandan military chief, the expected closure of UNSOS at the end of the year will leave a significant logistical and financial gap unless troop contributing countries urgently establish alternative support mechanisms. Military experts attending the summit noted that peace support operations depend heavily on reliable logistics, including transport, fuel, engineering services, medical evacuation, communications, equipment maintenance, and supplies. They warned that prolonged funding shortages could undermine the mission's ability to combat Al-Shabaab and support Somalia's national security institutions. Delegates are expected to discuss new financing models, stronger regional cooperation, and alternative partnerships capable for sustaining AUSSOM after the withdrawal of UN logistical support. Leaders are also reviewing security gains achieved over nearly 2 decades of African Union peace operations in Somalia, while reaffirming their commitment to preserving stability in the Horn of Africa. Uganda remains one of the largest and longest-serving troop contributors to peace operations in Somalia, having deployed forces since the launch of the African Union mission in 2007. Kampala has consistently advocated for a predictable and sustainable financing of African Union-led peace support missions. General Muhoozi's remarks also come against the backdrop of his earlier public calls for increased international financial support for Uganda's military deployment in Somalia. In February 2026, through post on X, formerly Twitter, he urged the United States to provide $1 billion annually to support Ugandan troops fighting Al-Shabaab, warning that continued underfunding could force Uganda to withdraw its force before the end of the year. 2 months later, in April, he issued another ultimatum directed at Turkey, demanding a $1 billion security dividend in recognition of Uganda's contribution to regional stability. In posts that were later deleted, General Muhoozi warned that Uganda could sever diplomatic relations, close the Turkey embassy in Kampala, and suspend Turkish Airlines operations if his demands were not met. Although those statements generated significant international attention and debate, the Kampala summit has shifted focus toward collective regional resolutions rather than unilateral appeals. Participating countries are expected to formulate recommendations aimed at safeguarding the future of AUSSOM, preventing security gains from being reversed, and ensuring Somalia continues its path toward lasting peace and stability despite mounting financial challenges. The recommendations adopted at the summit are expected to influence the future structure and financing of African Union peace support operations and shape regional security cooperation across across the Horn of Africa in the years ahead.